Since 1999, Frigola Performance Systems has been helping to make the most complex performance plumbing jobs easier. With innovative plumbing solutions like our Real Street hose ends that work in pump gas and ethanol applications, to our expander and reducer hose ends and specialty adapters, no job is off limits. Family owned and manufactured in the United States, with 3 generations overseeing daily operations, quality control, and on-time delivery is assured. Browse our catalog or find the dealer nearest you at frigolaperformancesystems.com. Frigola Performance Systems, your performance plumbing partner.
Hot laps out here at West Texas Raceway. Thank you so much for coming out, spending Friday night with us.
Work the modifieds off the track. That'll come a few more of them. We'll do the same thing 2 or 3 times to get through all the modifieds, give them all a chance to run, see how the track feels. Give them a chance to throw a little bit of our clay up on you there. All right, just clarifying, we're going 3 hot lap sessions. 31 of the modifieds in-house tonight. If you're looking for the USMTS, explain a little bit of that to you. The USMTS became a bit more of a program, taking step to the next level with up to $10,000 races on a weekly basis. Thus, the forming of the American Racers Modified Series. That's what you're seeing in-house tonight here at West Texas Raceway. 31 cars. I will say it's the largest private group we've had come in.
Loving that American flag on the roof of the 34, Michael Walker.
Well, I'm getting my share of the mud tonight, that's for sure.
Monty Bolton in the number 41 machine out there. I believe that's the 2G of Kenny Gatus. Slow over there on the backstretch in the yellow car.
A little look at what's going to be going on in the American Racers Modified Series tonight. 31 cars on track. That means we'll have a B main before intermission for those boys and head up with a 24 car A main in their class. Once again, I want to apologize to all you folks down the West End. I apologize you do not have sound. Maybe it's a good thing for you. You don't want to hear me yak anyway. So take it for what it's worth, but we only got half a system tonight, so I'm hoping I don't just get half the pay, but you never know how it goes around here. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please rise to your feet for our prayer and national anthem. Gentlemen, remove your hats at West Texas Raceway. It's not a request. It is mandatory that all gentlemen remove your hats for our national anthem. And as I tell you each week, if you'd like to kneel during my national anthem, you can go to the gate and get your money back. Father God, we thank you for this night. We thank you for the many blessings you've given us, God. Lord, we thank you for safe travel for all the drivers that have come from afar to be with us and entertain us tonight here. Lord, this is just for play, just for fun, but we know that you rejoice in seeing us have fun. So, Lord, we pray that you're with us throughout this night. Keep our drivers and crew safe. Be with each fan that's here tonight, Father God. We love you and we praise you. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, amen. Pipes, put some cars on the track. Let's get to rolling, brother. It's time to race at West Texas Raceway. Heat number one, O-Stringer Masonry. West Texas Raceway, Street Stocks, setting on the pole. Car number 4, William DeWitt. On the outside is car number 6, I believe, Drayton Robertson, the Flying 4 fabricated ginger-built car. Row number 2, sponsored by Lubbock Sound. The 31 is James Robbins. To the outside, Sunset Automotive Equipment Share sponsor, car number 79 is Norman Dougherty. Chris Newton's in car number 50 on the inside of row 3 to the outside. Equipment share sponsored out of the McCleskey Racing Camp. Michael McCleskey himself in car number 42. Car number 26, I apologize to you, I do not have a name on that driver from out of town. This will be heat number 1 of those Straightener Masonry West Texas Raceway Street Stocks. 7 cars, 8 laps. We'll go one more time around. Drop a green flag. Let's go racing.
All right, coming out of 4, we have green racing underway at West Texas Raceway. Drayton Roberts in the number 6 machine on point. Norman Donnery going to go around the Y4 of DeWitt. James Robbins. '26, Robert Urian. Chris Newton in the number 50, and the 42, Michael McCleskey. Battle shaping up towards the front of the pack. Roberts clicks off another lap. Whoa, a little rubbing and racing. Oh, and we've got DeWitt around. Got a little love tap from the 31 machine. Sid DeWitt spinning around. Just 2 more laps to go. Little dive to the inside, the 79. Unable to make it stick as the white flag's out, 1 to go. And the checkers, your number 6, Drayton Roberts rolls across first. Mr. Norman second. Good run there, the 26, Robert Urian third. So Newton in fourth. 31 Robbins, then McCleskey. And getting that bad break earlier, the Y4 William DeWitt. All right, on the point, we show the 7-13 Alica Flowers. Hayden Reeves in the 34 will be outside. Got your 5M Maverick Tando. Randy Madry in your 64 machine. Steven Smallwood pilots the number 2. How about Mr. Jerry Riley in the 16? And rounding them out, 171 of Aaron Corley. Seven cars, 8 laps. Second heat race out here at West Texas Raceway, brought to you by Ostrander Masonry, and we are green.
Man, awful restart there. Awful start, I should say, on that. A bunch of guys jumping the gun on the start. Here comes old Jerry Riley. Riley's won two of the 3 A mains in the street stocks this season at West Texas Raceway. Looking to get a heat win in here as well. Problems with James Dougherty back in the 17. Well, thank you for correcting me there, Robbie. 171, not 17. I hate when they do that.
And then somebody will come up and correct us and say, no, both of y'all are wrong. Good charge by Riley. Trying to get on the inside of Tando. Oh, Flowers is going to be right there. Going to split her as we get the cross flags and Riley to the point.
Yeah, that's part of racing. Got to deal with the slower traffic. The rookie out there in the car, number 13, slowed him down. Forced Tando up high, and he loses the spot.
Now you got Smallwood coming up and Madry. They get by a little bit easier. Corley, and then you've got your 34, Hayden Reeves. I think he needs to paint the chrome wheels red, Mr. Scott. That looks good to me. Isn't that a country and western song? Won't you paint my chrome wheels red? White flag's out, 1 to go. A little smoke coming out of the 16 of Riley. And Riley's going to click off that one right there. Mr. Tando rolls through second. Madry, Smallwood, Corley, Mr. Hayden Reeves, and then the 7-13, Alica Flowers. Alica.
All right, here we go. Ostrander Masonry, West Texas Raceway Street Stocks, heat number 3. Setting on the pole in car number 758, that is Brian Smith. On the outside, Don Jones in car number 96. Row 2, sponsored by Equipment Share and Sunset Automotive. In the number 37, that's Melinda Deschamps. On the outside of Deschamps, the 88X in the Flying 4 Fabrication Ginger Built. Radiographic sponsored 88X, that's Darrell Foster. Andy Miller's in car number 22 on the inside of row 3. To the outside, car number 15, Trevor Speed. And row 4, Cheyenne Nicholson. Now, they're in a completely different order than what I just gave you, so I don't know if some of them surrendered spots or what the deal is. It looks like Deschamps on the pole with Jones on the outside. Miller and Foster in row 2. Nicholson and Speed in row 3. Smith all the way to the back. He surrendered the pole to go to the back of the pack.
They do that to confuse us, Mr. Scott.
Green flag on Deshawn's foot. She takes off out of turn 4.
Look at that gaggle coming out of 2. Wow, Jones was like, hey, let me back out of this. This might get ugly.
Foster and Miller take high and low on both sides of Jones. They slide into 2 and 3, but here comes Speed. Speed up into 3 in front of Foster.
Ooh, Smith having issues, goes around right here on the front stretch.
Smith goes around and around and around, it looks like, in the 75B. Up front, Andy Miller in car number 22. Speed now in second, Deschamps, Foster, and Jones.
Man, I looked away for just a minute to watch Smith, and boom, there's Miller on point.
Miller moved up there really quick, and here comes Speed.
Oh, Jones exits, Mr. Scott.
Well, there goes the 96. Now having to deal with Smith up there. They'll try to split him. He goes down low, shuts the door on Speed. Speed trying to keep up with Miller.
Oh, and they hit.
Anyways, and spins him. Smith able to keep his
19, Cheyenne Nicholson pulls it down to the infield.
Smith with issues once again on the back straightaway.
Miller still clicking the laps off. Speed in hot pursuit. Coming up on the 758 again. Whoa, that was close. Wow. One more to go for Andy Miller. Checkered for the 22 of Miller. Speed rolls through second. Deshant, Foster, and your 758 machine.
Track official saying that 758 having some serious steering issues. I don't know if you saw him come by the front straightaway. He's working that wheel a lot more than what the tires are turning. If those wheels were reacting to his steering, man, he'd be doing loops right there in front of you. Our technical team will take a look at that car during the break and see and make sure everything is safe on it. Well, this is not at all what I have on my schedule, but we're going to go with it since they're rolling them on track. This is the Matthews backhoe. USRA stock car, heat number 1. Starting on the pole is out of Abilene is Chad Hurdle. To the outside of him, the babyface assassin, the 511. In the Shipley-powered car, Corey Williams. Row 2 is Travis Graves, sponsored by A-Rock, Shipley-powered as well, car number 12. On the outside is scheduled the 18X of Alec Griffiths. Row number 3 out of Pretty Farms, Big John Chassis sponsored LNS Racing Fuel. That is the 766 of Shane Pretty. Denver City's 313 is Caden Black on the outside of Pretty. Row 4, AS Dent Shop sponsored the 58 of the Hopper, Brandon Hopper. On the outside of him, Aaron Corley and Rollover Betty, car number 61. And Jay Taylor in car number 3 rounds out this 9-car race. 8 laps, heat number 1 for the Matthews Backhoe USRA stock cars.
Green in the air, we're racing. Look at that gaggle going out of 1. Pretty and Corley and... Oh, we do have some debris down there. How about them apples? Coming out of turn 4.
Little something laying there in the front straightaway out of turn 4.
That looks like an escutcheon plate for the Gritzel pivot.
Yeah, Dr. Sharon called it the deck lid off of Brandon Hopper's car 58. I don't think we got a whole lap in on that, so it'll be a complete restart with the exception of Hopper. Will take the debris penalty. He'll go to the back of the pack.
And the 3 of Taylor pulls up there to the attention of the track officials. Matthews Backhoe USRA stock cars here at West Texas Raceway.
LJ Taylor in his number 3. Look like he's having a little bit of issue there. Going to get it ironed out. He'll pull back up behind the rest of the group. We'll go at least one more time around while Taylor catches up. All right, should Hopper fall into the top 5, there is no transponder on the car. It's a bad transponder, so he will not be scored on our scoring board. Pipes got the lights out. We're going to go out of turn 4. He'll drop the green flag. Chad Hurdle in car number 59 controls the race at that point. Hurdle gets on it, but does Williams as well, and Williams
Little beating and banging back there a little bit further in the pack as Williams gets ready to get into another zip code. Oh, and problems for the 59 of Chad Hurdle. He's going to exit stage right. That'll move Graves up into second. And Mr. Pretty rolls up into third, Hopper, and then your 18X of Alec Griffiths.
nice race back for third and fourth between Hopper and Pretty. Pretty slides it sideways, pulls a little bit of front on Hopper. Now he's adjusted behind Graves. Corey Williams in the 511 has checked out. He's in a whole different zip code at this point.
He takes the cross flags for halfway as they get three wide over in three. Whoa. Shane pulls up into second. Hopper leans a little bit on the 12 of Gray. He's going to take third.
Hey, good race back for second on back, man. Corey Williams, he's actually fixing to lap the group in a heat race. But Shane Pretty in the 7.66. Up front, Hopper, Graves, and Griffiths round out your top 5 in this heat.
61, Aaron Corley off the pace. He rides up against the wall to give everybody some room. And he's going to exit stage right as well.
One more time around for the Williams machine. Griffiths with issues now. Black going to slide up into the 5 spot. Griffiths now underneath Black. White flag out for the rest of the field. As Taylor takes the white flag, the checker will automatically drop. Corey Williams, your race winner, heat number 1.
That's half a track, Mr. Scott.
Ridiculous. Here's a good race between Hopper and Pretty. Pretty will take 2, Hopper 3, Graves and Black, your top 5 in heat number 1 of the USRA stock cars.
Yeah, when Corey was getting the white flag, the rest of the field was getting the cross flags for halfway. That was crazy.
Man, good stock car run right there. Nice racing. Had a little bit of an issue with debris off the bat, man, but Hopper gets it, irons out, takes it from all the way to the back of the pack up to a 3rd place finish. This will be heat number 2 of the USRA stock cars, sponsored by Matthews Backhoe. Jed Smith in the car, 171 on the inside. Dakota Folsom, sponsored by Dakota Folsom. Farmers Insurance in car number 5 to the outside. Row 2, Gary Kerr Jr. He's got a new body on that car, new wrap in the 71. He's on the inside. In the Melt chassis, the Camaro, the 47 is Trey Melton. Car number 3, the 731J is Sam Nelson, and on the outside, the Cadre old veteran, Doug O'Neill, the Riller Diller in car number 56. Row 4, the car number 15 is Tyler Speed. On the outside of him, bad to the bone, car number 2, Dustin White. And bringing up the last spot there, Michael Sisson in car 72X.
There we are. Matthews Backhoe, heat number 2 is green. Oh!
Hello, Dakota Folsom almost turned that car sideways. Had it not been for Smith, I think he would have.
What is that, 8 tires are better than 4?
Exactly.
Melton shoots around on the outside.
Dustin White has already moved up 4 spots from the back of the field. In car number 2, O'Neill with a huge bobble between 1 and 2.
So you got Smith and you got Kerr.
I guess we've deduced that one of them doesn't have a transponder that's working.
One of them is not working, but that's okay. You're number 2 of White, and then you got O'Neill. White flag is in the air. One more to go for Jed Smith. Dustin White putting a little bit of pressure on Gary Kerr Jr. Now he's on the outside trying to make the pass. And he does it going into 3. And you're checkered away, your 171 Smith. But then you got White and Kerr, O'Neill, Folsom, Melton, Speed, Sisson, and your 731 of Nelson.
All right, next up, the Hickman Roofing, West Texas Raceway Junior Cyclones. These are kiddos between the ages of 9 and 15, racing in 4-cylinder engines. Starting on the pole, sponsored by South Plains Speed. Sponsored by South Plains Speed. The car number 17 is Jordan Atterbury. On the outside, in the 65, that is Garrison Falk. Row number 2 in the double OX, Jet Hogue. On the outside, car number 12 is Jared Newton. Row number 3, the 61A, your fan favorite for the 2021 season, Alexa Gatos. On the outside of her, Blaine Spann is in the 03. Row 4 is Ryan McCleskey in the 42R and the 12 of Trevin Graves. Row 5 is Hunter Whitehead in car number 87. This is scheduled for a 9-car race, 8 laps. Still waiting for cars to make their way to the track. Yet to see Jordan Atterbury in car number 17.
Well, Mr. Scott, we got word that 758 did have a broken steering box out for the night.
Yeah, I knew he was working that steering wheel awful hard not to get him a response out of the wheels.
And if you're out and about, you can tune in the Grandstand Talk, Mr. Scott and myself at 102.1 and get the Pit Talk at 92.9 on any radio.
Yeah, for some of the folks on the West End, recommend you might want to download a radio app and tune into 102.1. That's if you're interested in hearing what we're saying. If you're not, that's okay too.
I personally sound much better when you can't hear me.
Well, they're scheduled for a 9-car race. We got 6 on track. Missing Jordan Atterbury. Jed Hogue in the double OX, not on track. Spann in the 03. I believe that's your 3 missing cars. Yeah, there's Spann making it to the track. Yeah, Whitehead in a hurry to get rolling on the back straightaway. Feeds a little bumper to the 81. What's up?
And we're green. Garrison Fox, in the lead.
All right, baby, I'll call you later, okay?
Plains Span had some issues. And here comes the 00 X Jet Hogue. And another crash over there in turn 2. Gatos and it looked like Whitehead.
Span with a right front flat. You got the 12 car of Newton with issues floating down the back straightaway. Gatos is spun sideways.
Looks like a right rear flat on Alexa's machine, maybe. Garrison Fox in your 65 on point. Ryan McCluskey rolls second. It was the 112 that was in that incident with the 61. I'd said the 87. Sorry about that. And we're back to green.
Whitehead playing in the berm there in turn 2. Gets it back on track. And Falk and Graves. Here comes Hogan, the 00 to the inside of McCluskey. McCluskey's going to go high to the outside of Falk. Trevin Graves, your race leader, with Falk in second, Hogan third, McCluskey and Whitehead. Five's telling them halfway around. Now, not sure with the debate going on is whether the 0 is a lap down or not. I guess they're scoring him in the 3rd spot currently. McCluskey stalls out on the backside out of turn 2.
So that'll bring us to caution. We were so close. Got McCluskey fired back up. Rejoin at the back of the pack.
Well, wasn't sure what they were going to call there. Looks like we're going to go to a green-white checker. Single file restart. Trevin Graves up front in the 12. Behind him, Falk, Hogue. Falk and Hogue. Whitehead and Newton.
And we've got the green and white. Fox on the outside of Graves trying to make it happen. It didn't. Going into one. Now got a shot on the backstretch going into 3. Not going to be able to make it stick. Trevin Graves checkers. Falk rolls in second. Possibly 0-0 in third. We don't know. Whitehead. Then you've got Newton and your 42 McCluskey. All right, you've got the Diamond M Ranch Dealer Reconditioning Services heat number 1 for the USRA Modifieds out on track. On the point, we show the 64, Casey Fowler, Jake Gallardo in the J17 machine. Second row, Chris Dawson out of Post, Texas in the 7X. And the 4R, Kevin Rowland. Michael Marashek in the 117, and then Kenny Gatus. I hope I said that right. That's in the 2G machine. Back row, Ronnie Yanishek in the 17, and Vito Gallardo in the G17. Lots of 7s. Odds are pretty good if you're betting on a car with a 7 in it to take checkers. Fowler, Jake Gallardo, Dawson, Rowland, Marashek, Gatus, Ronnie Yanishek, and Vito Gallardo. 8 cars, 8 laps. Diamond M Ranch American Racer Modified Series right here in West Texas Raceway. Brought to you by Dealer Reconditioning Services. Correction on that. Gaddis. I was testing Scott, and he failed. Thank y'all for coming out here in West Texas Raceway with us. It was a hot one today. Couple of weeks we did not race. I was having withdrawals. Eating Butterfingers and talking over the loudspeakers at United was not pleasing to several of the associates.
Yeah, I heard there were some complaints about the basket races there at United.
Yeah.
Somebody, a little silver-haired lady, got upset because she thought she got put in the wall.
Yeah. It just happened once. Anyway, green is in the air. Man, those boys are moving quick. Jake Gallardo rolls across first, followed by Casey Fowler.
Chances are real good in this one. If they got a 7 in their number, they're liable to win.
Jake clicks off another lap. Dawson makes a pass and gets up into third, but he's going to lose it going into turn 2. Good battle for third. Cross flags, we are halfway. Dawson loses a couple of more spots. Kevin Rowland buzzes around him. As did the 2G of Kenny Gaddis. Oh, talk about him, and he loses a handle on it and gets a little Darlington stripe while he's at it. Three wide going into 3. Oh, man, they made it. And the white flag waves. One more to go for Jake Gallardo. He has a little bit over a straightaway lead, and he takes a checkered flag. Jake Gallardo. Casey Fowler is going to roll in second. And then one of the 17 cars is third.
Vito Gallardo in third. The 4
Vito.
4R of Kevin Rowland. And I believe Dawson sliding in the top 5 in heat number 1.
We do.
All right, heat number 2 of the American Racers Modified Series, sponsored by Texas
Star Concrete Services.
Thank you very much for the bell out there, Robbie, as well as Diamond M Ranch. Scheduled to start on the pole in the 2SS. That is Mark Smith. On the outside of him, Lubbock's own, the West Texas Young Gun is Cade Ogle. Row number 2, the Dream, Gene Weaver in car number 17. To the outside, sponsored by South Plains Speed Shop. The 88R is A.J. Vasquez. Out of Abilene, Texas in row 3, Kelly Allen's in the car number 59. Jamie Newton in car number 30 to the outside of him. Michael Walker in car number 34. And Big Daddy Joe Duvall in car number 91. Rounds out your 8-car field. 8 cars, 8 laps. Yeah, I apologize. Robbie and I using the same program. He's got stuff on his sheet that I don't have. So, Texas Star Concrete, I believe, is the sponsor here, as well as Diamond M Ranch. There's your green flag. Here we go. Smith, a regular racer here at West Texas Raceway, up front in the 2SS. The local boy, Cade Ogle, in car number 11, age 19, in that ride. Man. To the inside of him, A.J. Vasquez. Here comes a Weaver in the 17. Michael Walker, car number 34, sets in 5. Up front, Smith gives the sideways just a little bit between 3 and 4. Gathers it back up, puts it back out there, and here comes Vasquez trying to catch up to the 2 car. Good run to the inside. Vasquez going to take the lap halfway down. 4 more to go. Smith back to second. Ogle, Weaver, and Walker, your top 5. Smith losing a lot of ground. He gets high. Now Ogle's going to get around in turn 4. Ogle puts it back on track. He should keep it under green by not stopping. Gets the 11 back on track. Here comes Vasquez, though. Ogle may be young, but he's a good experienced driver. He'll have no problem staying out of Vasquez's way ever he gets the blue-yellow flag as he comes around. Here comes A.J. Vasquez in the 88. Smith. Now Walker challenging Weaver. That's for the 3-4 spot. Back to the car number 30. Newton is your top 5 car. There's your race winner. A.J. Vasquez will take the win. Smith, a Weaver, Walker, and Newton, your top 5 in heat number 2 of the Texas Star Concrete, folks, as well as Diamond M Ranch.
All right, Mr. Scott, your Diamond M Ranch high-tech paving heat race number 3. 13J, James McCrary is on point. 1126, Chad Tenquery. Always have a hard time with that one because I'm a hillbilly. 88, Nathan Smith. D25 is David Tanner. Chris Huckaba. Did I say that right?
I'm going to go with Huckaba. Looks right to me, man. Huckeba. We're getting away from the American Racer guy filming this thing out there. It's a Huckaba.
Yeah. It's a 2C car. Thank you. He said, yep. Jim Grass in the number 23 machine. Cale Westover pilots the 15W. And rounding them out, Mark Patterson in the number 1. 8 cars, 8 laps. High-tech paving, Diamond M Ranch, USRA Modifieds, heat number 3.
Well, I find it interesting and good to know that the suspension on Cale Westover has been lifted. He was under a suspension here at the track, making his way back and asking for permission to run. Cale Westover in the 15W sets in the back. Looks like we may have a problem with the transponder in car 88, Nathan Smith. We'll score him just fine up here in the booth, however, will not show up on the scoreboard.
And green waves once again.
Well, McCurry got a little something under the hood of that car number 13. He's out to a quick start. Here comes Smith and Huckabee.
Chad Tenquery had some issues there, Mr. Scott, and dropped all the way to the back.
Not a good way to start when you're running with the big boys like that. And speaking of the back, from the back to P3 right now is the man we just spoke about, Cale Westover in the 15W. Has made his way up, and he's going to challenge the 2C of Huckabee. David Tanner in the 25. Westover gets into the back of Huckabee, spins him out. We're being told from track officials there was no contact. We're going to go yellow right here, and I'm just going to say, Robbie, if there was no contact made, what is the damage to the 2? You got a right rear crinkled sheet metal, and nobody touched anybody. Kind of hard to figure out how that sheet metal got in that position.
A little damage on the 23 as well.
Yeah, I would definitely say something hit that car.
Yeah, he's not real happy right there.
Just gave Cale Westover a piece of his mind as he went around. And I don't know. I never heard the official call on it. Westover immediately went to the back, so I'm going to say that Westover knew he got into him. By the way, Cale Westover, a new daddy, got a newborn out there. If you know Cale Westover, the big thing about that was the baby came out and he's taller than his daddy.
Oh, boy.
Well, thanks to Wild West Harley-Davidson's on-the-field reporter, Michael Keaton, in the back straightaway. He says there was contact as well.
We're back to green.
Appreciate you helping us out. Yeah, it was kind of obvious there was some contact there when you come out and the quarter is all crinkled up as it is on the 2 car.
He's giving him plenty of room, and he's going to shoot on by Westover around Huckabee.
James McCrary, your race leader in the 13. He started on the pole. He has not surrendered that. Behind him, the 88 and Nathan Smith. David Tanner in the 25. Behind him, you got 3 cars battling. The Huckabee car, Gress and Westover now all battling for 4, 5, and 6.
As the white flag waves, 1 to go for McCrary.
James McCurry, your race winner. Smith, the 25 of Tanner, Huckabee, and then the 23 of Grass rounds out your top 5 in heat number 2 in the U.S. American Racer.
High-Tech Paving.
Takes both of us to get the sponsors out here. High-Tech Paving sponsoring that heat. And let's go with now heat number 3, heat number 4. Who's the sponsor on this one, Robbie?
4-7 Design Saloon.
4-7 Design
Salon.
Oh, salon.
And Boutique.
Salon, saloon, it's closed. Either you get your hair did or you get you something to drink. And one or the other, we're all right.
They would want something to drink if I asked them to do something with all 12 of my hairs.
Thank you to the sponsors for sponsoring these events. I apologize for the 2 idiots that can't seem to get the names right. Heat number 4, starting on the pole. Shane Gaddis is in car number 7 on the inside. Monty Bolton in the J41 on the outside of row 1. Row 2, Max Eddie Thomas in car number 82. D-Rob, Dustin Robinson out of Post, Texas in car number 10 to the outside of him. By the way, Dustin Robinson, your West Texas Raceway fan favorite in the modifieds. Phillip Houston, big bad. Phillip Houston, no show Houston in car number 71. To the outside of him, the 67 is Chris Holt. And rounding out your 7-car field in the 14T, a very fast Tristan Adikas.
4-7 Design Salon and Boutique and Diamond M Ranch. Heat number 4 at West Texas Raceway.
So I'm guessing saloon and boutique do not go together either, so that might have been a clue there for us.
Yeah, well, you know.
Shane Gaddis will click off a lap number 1. Eddie Thomas, Max Eddie. He's got too many names. They're all first names. It's like Ricky Bobby. Max Thomas in second in the 82 machine. Phillip Houston in 3. Monty Bolton back to 4. Dustin Robinson trying to get around Bolton. Good battle for the 4 spot. Now he's around him. Dustin Robinson into 4 by himself. Bolton will fall back to 5. I'm going to give Phillip Houston 1 more week to get the 7 put back on that car, and then I'm going to go do it for him. Got my can of spray paint, put a nice little 7 on there.
I would think that would be a semi-easy project. I don't know. Oh, we got one around over there, and it's going to bring out the caution.
Looks like D-Rob, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's car number 10, spinning between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Well, that may have been a tough break for Sean Gaddis. He sets up front. He started on the pole, running a very fast car, number 7. Looks like he's going to run away with the thing. D-Rob just losing taking control in between 3 and 4. Now Max Thomas up on the bumper of the 7 of Shane Gaddis to the outside. It'll be Philip Houston. See if Gaddis can hang on to that front spot on the restart. We are being told now the B main of the modifieds will be ran immediately following intermission. And a good restart for Gaddis. Maybe not good enough. Here comes Houston. Houston from the inside to out. He's on the high side. Loses a little bit of ground out of turn 4. Got a car went high in 4. The 82.
Problems for the 82. Running up there in the top couple most of the race, Mr. Scott. Now he's got some problems.
Max Thomas barking on the infield. In the meantime, Gaddis takes a white flag. Houston going to try to gather up to 71. See if he powered up to that 7. Very fast car right now on the track. And Shane Gaddis in car number 7 going to take the checkered flag. He's your race winner. Houston will take second. The 1467 and Bolton. That's Tristan Dykes in the 14. Chris Holt in the 67. And Monte Bolton in the J41 are round out your top 5. Holy cow, those cars are moving. See if I can get you a speed on that at some point. See how fast these cars are running. Your lucky child winners for tonight are BJ Ambrose, and Cole Witten and BJ Ambrose are lucky child winners. We have 3 heats in the limited modifieds. You'll need to be at the east end of the grandstands immediately following heat number 3 of the limited modifieds. Junior flagman will be drawn during intermission and will flag the Junior Cyclone A main. Heat number 1 of the USRA Limited Modified, sponsored by Regis Recycling. Starting on the pole out of Denver City, Texas, that's Aaron Childress. To the outside of him, Trace Falk in the 65. Row number 2, Tanner Houston in the S&S sponsored vehicle 05. 100% is Braden Howell on the outside. The unicorn, the legendary Eric John Newell in the 81X sets on the inside of row 3. To the outside of him, the babyface assassin, Corey Williams in his Shipley-powered IRP chassis. Row number 4 out of Amarillo in the 12C is Leland Cruz. And Link Fuller in the 95 rounds out your heat number 1. 8 cars, 8 laps in your limited modifieds. go. No more John Deere green. Instead, we got this little Kubota orange out there, it looks like. Pulling the cars off track. Once again, if you are PJ Ambrose or Cole Witten, you need to be at the east end of the grandstands immediately following the third heat of the limited modifieds that are now on track. So make sure you're down there to get transported onto the track.
Hopefully the 82, it's Max Eddie Thomas. Hopefully that's a minor fix and they can come back and run the B with us here at West Texas Raceway.
Fix the car and lose a name. I mean.
Yeah.
Here we go. Green flag's out. We're going to go run on the USRA limited heat number 1.
Aaron Childress takes off. Had a little bit of a lead, but he got a little bit of company. Tanner Houston rolls in second. Then Trace Fox. Oh, we got one let go back there. I believe that's the 65 of Fox. And the 95 Link Fuller got in some of the oil. Tough break for Trace Fox. Tough break for 65 Trace Fox.
All right, trying to rub Fox oil into the clay out there, get that worked in. They're running the car single file around. You see the four-wheelers out there. I'm telling them exactly where to go to get it in that oil. Encourage them to spin their tires, get it burned into the clay just as quickly as they can.
All right, Mr. Pipes has canceled the caution, looking for green when we come back around, and we got it.
Tanner Houston with the lead. Corey Williams up hot and heavy on his backside. Up on 3 wheels goes the 05. Childers back in 3. Cruz and the 100% of Howell. Your top 5 going into this lap. Side by side they go. Williams by a nose. And Houston spins all by himself in 1 and 2. Car will stall, which is going to bring out the caution. Well, I know most of them, so that's an advantage.
And green waves once again.
Wow, Childers with handling issues. Bounces off the inside berm. Cruz up into the P2. Houston all the way up into 4, and he's going to challenge Childress. Very fast little 05. He's now in 3rd spot. Made his way all the way from the back. He's back up there in the running. Let's see if he can catch up with Cruz and Williams.
Whoa, man, he had a ton of speed going into 4. Had to back out of it just a little bit.
Cruz bounces to the infield and loses ground. See if they give him a penalty for speeding on the infield. Issues with Childress. Now Tanner Houston in 2nd. Williams up front by himself. Childress having all kinds of issues. There's your white flag for Williams. Houston, Leland, and now Fuller in the top 5. Oh, issues with Corey Williams. Tanner Houston going to win the race.
Wow.
Williams will take 2nd. Cruz, Fuller, and Childress, your top 5.
Then you had Braden Howell and Eric Newell. That was crazy.
What a event, man. Corey Williams had that race won. I actually thought he pulled up, but apparently he lost power on the back straightaway. Allows Tanner Houston, who was probably the fastest car on track tonight anyways during that race, allowed him to move to the front and take the win in heat number 1 of the limited modifieds. Heat number 2 in the Regis Recycling USRA limited modifieds. Starting on the pole, the 102, that's Zach Gossett on the outside. Making his 2021 season debut, Brantley Brothers Racing, the 845 of Brantley Beatty. Row 2, the 27, that's right, it's a Mopar, and it's still fast. Forrest Wimpkin, the 1135 of Daniel Kidwell, sits on the outside. Shane Jones in car number 9 to the inside. Umberto Rocha in a very fast 25 to the outside. Your Spider Monkey, J.P. Vasquez
problems
Jr.
for the 845. Sorry, Mr. Scott.
Where are we going there? We're going to wreck before we even get started there. Brantley Beatty, we've had no problems getting races started till now, and I'm going to blame that one on you. Go ahead and give him a penalty. Pipes, send him to the back of the pack. Pipes, who can normally hear me just fine, is either ignore me or does not hear me now with the lack of the amplification device.
Can you say that in public?
I did say it in public, just nobody heard me.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of reminded me of one of those NASCAR races, the one at Texas, where Mark Martin had a steering issue and cut across the nose of Johnson, and all the Johnson fans cried like little schoolgirls.
Now, I just happen to be, number one, if I was going to be a fan, I was a Johnson fan. I liked Johnson. I liked his racing program. And so now you offended me with that. You offended me with that, and you're talking the garbage that I refer to as NASCAR.
Well, let me go ahead and get the trifecta. You drive a Ford.
Ouch. I'm feeling the pain. As is Brantley Beatty, man. What a shame. Beatty has not raced all season long. I don't know why. I really hadn't even had a chance to talk to him or any of the other members of the Beatty family, and don't know why he hasn't been out here. But man, before the race even gets started, he's got problems.
Wasn't that a television show, the Beatty Bunch?
Well, apparently a missing nut on the drag link is what I'm being told.
That would explain the quick left turn.
Yeah, with no steering or part of your steering linkage missing, that's going to be a problem. Pipes going green right here out of 4 for heat number 2 of the limited modifieds. Appreciate the Gossets coming down and racing with us. Up front, Zach Gossett. Of course, the Gossets, the managing partners right now of Route 66 in Amarillo, where this same class, or excuse me, the modified class will be running tomorrow night. American Racers Modified Night 2 in Route 66.
Oh, problems for the 9. Does an infield excursion and then some.
Plowing some dirt up in there. In the meantime, up front, J.P. Vasquez Jr. ahead of Zach Gossett, back to Rocha, Wimpkin, and Kimbrell in the 1135. Gave him the number 9 car a warning. Shane Jones will take a warning. Absolutely no speeding in the infield. J.P. Vasquez dealing with the slower traffic of Jones. He's going to get around him on the back straightaway. J.P. Vasquez Jr. with a big gap between him and Gossett.
Oh, Forrest goes around. Oh, and the 11-26, Ted Craig goes around also. I'm sorry, that's Kidwell. I apologize.
I'd be a little scared of turn 1 over there. Looks like it may have something slick.
Yep. Slickery
gathering up both Kidwell and Wimpkin. Both cars will take a penalty, go to the back of the pack.
I'm hoping they have spare parts and canuter valves there in the pit so Mr. Beatty can get his hot rod running again.
Oh, I bet you between all the guys in the pits, I know a number of them are out there. Probably Tanner Stans will probably stand over not doing a dang thing over there in the pit somewhere. Usually where one of those guys is, the other is. I bet you somebody's got a nut they can put on there.
Well, this one don't quite fit, but we got some Loctite.
Dadgum, you can see Brantley Beatty's big head from here.
That green is in the air.
You don't have to stand on your car, Beatty. We can see that head from here, and we know it's you. Up front, J.P. Vasquez on the restart.
Rocha had a little bobble, lost a little bit to the 10 of Gossett. White flag, one more to go. Vasquez going to take your checkered flag. Gossett will roll across second. Rocha, Jones, Wimpkin. Oh, and the 1135 Kidwell goes around, but gets it gathered up and does take checkered flag. Guys that having some problems back there, possibly ran out of fuel, they said.
I don't care.
All right, on the point. Number 45, Taylor Rose in the Regis Recycling USRA Limited Modifieds. John Neal Reed rolls across second. Starting third, the number 1, Ryan Thomas. Then Mr. Scott Shipley in the 4th spot in the number 78. Joe Ward pilots the 56. And your 911, Tully Stanzel. Rounding them out is Ty Weatherby in the number 11W. 8 laps, 7 cars. Regis Recycling Limited Modifieds here at West Texas Raceway. All right, we pick them up out of 3. They're looking over at pipes. Green in the air. We are racing. John Neal Reed in the 37 kind of got the early lead. Taylor Rose and Ryan Thomas giving lots of pressure. Reed, Rose, Thomas, your top 3 as they roll across. 56, Joe Ward loops it around in turn 1. And we're going to get caution as he's unable to get it fired up before they come back around. Shipley in 4th. Ty Weatherby, Tully Stanzel. Unable to get four-wheeler to move in the 11W, Ty Weatherby.
BJ Ambrose, you are a lucky child winner. You need to be at the east end of the grandstands now.
All right, we are back to green. Reed in the 37 on the point, but Taylor Rose on the inside. And now look at the one of Thomas. He peaked on the inside, decided better of it. Man, they left that bottom open for him. Rose leads that lap by just a bumper. Reed clicks off another one. Oh, and we've got him crashing there on the backstretch. Caution is out. Shipley goes around and collects the 11 of Ty Weatherby. Checking on the 78 of Scott Shipley to see what's up. He was running fourth at the time. So you got John Neal Reed on point. Then Taylor Rose in the 45 is second. Then Ryan Thomas third. The 11 of Ty Weatherby, I assume, get his spot back since he was collected. But you know what happens when you assume. And you got Tully Stansel and your 56 of Joe Ward. And then the Kubota. And a big thank you for coming out here to West Texas Raceway, spending your Friday night with us. And we say it all the time, but we appreciate our sponsors that take care of us, help us bring racing to you here. You got Wild West Harley Davidson out there, the Victory Lane. Did that one just for Mr. Scott. Then AS Dent Shop since 1983. We also want to thank Family Power Sports, Lubbock Wrecker Service, Foam Tech, Carpet Solutions, Plunkett Energy Services, O'Reilly's Paint Doctor, Texas Trailer Corral, South Plains Electric Co-op. Just some of the sponsors out here at West Texas Raceway. Matthews Backhoe. And tomorrow, if you're bored and enjoy the heat, there's a car show at McKenzie Park, kind of on the Broadway end. Hub City Hangout. I believe 10 to 4, something like that. And we are back to green. John Neil Reed in the 37, showing the way around. Ryan Thomas rolls in second. Taylor Rose in the third. Going to go up really high and lose a couple of spots to Tully Stanzel and Ty Weatherby. Then you've got your 56 of Joe Ward as the Ryan Thomas machine wheels up there and takes over the point. .45 Taylor Rose running up there at the front, had just a little bobble, finds himself back there in fifth now as we got 2 more to go. Flying Ryan Thomas on point. Well, the 11 of Weatherby goes up kind of high. Oh, the 56 Joe Ward gets a little Darlington stripe. White flag, 1 to go for Ryan Thomas. And coming around turn 4, Ryan Thomas will take your checkered flag. Reed will roll across second. Stanzel, Weatherby, Rose, and your 56 of Ward. .766 machine down there, Mr. Shane Pretty.
All right, having his picture taken right now in front of the Wild West Harley Davidson, the West Texas Raceway victory lane. Cole Witten and his favorite driver, Shane Pretty. All right, one more time. Cole, I'm sorry, man, I'm slipping out here. Cole Witten and his favorite driver, Shane Pretty in 766. Lucky child number 2 is Brody Mowry. Brody's favorite driver is in car number 2 of the USRA stock cars, Mr. Dustin White. One more time, give it up for Brody Mowry and his favorite driver, Dustin White. All right, the American Racers top 8 finishers in the heats are in front of me right now. We're going to have a redraw. First up on the redraw, driving the 88R is A.J. Vasquez. Vasquez draws the 2, outside pole. Next draw, the J17, he's back. Thought we got rid of you, dude. Jake Gardo. Number 6, Gardo gets 6. In the car, number 71, Phillip Houston. No show, draws a 7. 13J, James McCurry. Spot number 3. 1 is still in the deck. 1 is still in the deck. Up next, card number 7, Sean Gaddis. Eight, 1 still in. A G17 driver, Fido Gallardo. There goes the 1. Fido's going to set on the pole. Good luck, boys. In the 14T, Tristan Dykus. Spot 4 outside, row 2. Last up, the 88 is Nathan Smith. What is left? The 5 spot. So Fido's going to start on the pole. Here you go. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you for coming. American Racers Modified Series. That is your A main. They still have a B main to run. B main to run to finish out the rest of the field. This is your intermission. Go get yourself something hot to eat, something cold to drink. Take a pause for the cause, and somebody pick me up a Butterfinger. I have a special giveaway. You have to listen to instructions, though. Number one, you have to be a gamer. Number one, you have to be a gamer. Number two, you have to be between the ages of 11 and 20. Are you a gamer? Come here. I'll hook you up. The only thing I'm trying to do is make sure different people get it, and I can't give them to little guys. So 11 to 20, the first 4 gamers here in front of me gets a free certificate. Let me get this right. It's from Contender. I don't know. It's a gaming center. You get to go and play games for free. I got a pass here for the first 4 gamers between the ages of 11 and 20. If you love video games, then you'll be real excited for this prize. Contender Esports in Lubbock, premier gaming center with professional gaming PCs, Xboxes, PlayStations, Nintendo Switch, available with all your favorite games for casual and competitive gamers. They host tournaments, birthday parties, and have memberships available. Stop by for a tour of the facility on South Loop next to Guitar Center and Rudy's Barbecue. Thank you to those guys for giving out courtesy of Alec Griffiths Racing, driver of the USRA Stock Car 18X. Also say a big thank you to Specialty Trucks of Lubbock for the hats that were given out tonight. They gave us a few hats we've already handed out tonight. Thank you very much to Specialty Trucks of Lubbock. Hey, Robbie. You up there? Hello, Robbie. No, he's not up there. Tell him I'm going to eat his Butterfinger. I'm going to eat Robbie's Butterfinger.
Hi friends, Phil Nightingale, General Manager of Mel Hamilton Ford. Are you looking for a dependable used car, truck, or SUV?
With over 350 vehicles in stock at one location, Chevy, Toyota, Kia, Dodge, every make and model, not just Fords. Let us help you find the right vehicle that fits your family and your budget. Every used vehicle on our lot is inspected by a certified technician because we care.
Mel Hamilton Ford, taking care of the community since 1984. Come out today or check us out online at mhford.com. Experience the difference.
Good to see 845 back out on track. Mr. Brantley Beatty got his hot rod fixed. We like it. All right, in just a moment, we'll have the Day Motorsports Diamond M Ranch Modifieds. Got a couple of B features coming your way. First feature, we've got the 67, Chris Holt, your 2C, Chris Huckabee. Jim Grass in the number 23 machine, Chris Dawson in the 7X, Ronnie Janaszek in the 77, Joe Duvall in the 91, Mark Patterson in the number 1 machine, Max Eddie Thomas in the number 82, Chad Tancuri in the 1126, and Kelly Allen in the 59 will be your first modified B feature here at West Texas Raceway. Brought to you by Diamond M Ranch and Day Motorsports. Glad Max got the 82 machine fixed. All right, once again, Chris Holt on the pole. Chris Huckabee in the 2C is second. Jim Grass in the 23. 7X Chris Dawson. Ronnie Janaszek in the 77. Joe Duvall in the number 91 machine. Mark Patterson in the number 1. Max Eddie Thomas 82. Chad Tancuri 1126 and Kelly Allen the 59. Day Motorsports, Diamond M Ranch, USRA Modifieds B feature number 1 here at West Texas Raceway. And we are green. And they come flying around, and your 67, Chris Holt, leads that first lap. I believe that's the 11-26 Chad Tenquery around there in between 3 and 4. Going to bring the caution out. Top 5 will transfer to the A main from each of these B features. And we're back to green. Oh, and the 2 looks like he gets a little help from the 91.
Well, the 82 of Thomas got a piece of sheet metal as Tangery got into him. Tangery's going to slide around. I believe that's 2 cautions. All right, so American Racer Modified Series, their officials making the call. That was a no start. That was a no start, so Tangery will not be black flagged. He'll stay in the race. The 82 of Max Thomas with debris hanging, however, we're being told that it cannot be pulled off the car, so it'll stay on the car for the duration of the race.
We are green.
Wow, Smith beating and banging on the 23 of Gress. Smith on the outside, Gress on the inside. Up front, the 67.
Wow, lots of carnage right here on the front stretch.
Chris Holt leading the race, and not sure what all got into it. Gress is sitting here in this 23. Pipe's going down to check on him. Pull some debris off the track.
Ronnie Janaszek in the 77 right there. Tough break for him.
I know Dawson, both Dawson and Duvall also tangled up in that one. Janaszek's got his 77 rolling. More of a face shield now than a bumper.
Yeah.
You remember back in the old days when kickers and quarterbacks in the NFL just had that one face bar. Every now and then they get a good hit and it'd slide up and become a nose protector. That's kind of what that looks like out there.
See, I know you're paying me back because you don't really like NASCAR. I despise football, so you got back at me.
So basically what you're saying is you like to talk about nonsense. I like to talk about a sport, and you're right and I'm wrong. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, that place where those people kneel for the anthem? Oh, come on, Scott.
I have to say, man, that is something I strongly disagree with. You know that, but still, I like me a little football.
Yeah, I used to in the old days, but now these guys make all this money and they whine and cry. So, kind of like Bubba Wallace. Oh, did that come out loud?
Explain something to me, NASCAR fan, okay? How is it that someone like Bubba Wallace, who the best finish I've ever seen is like 23rd, 25th, and yet we've got to talk about him every freaking race as if he's the premier racer, as if he was Kyle Larson.
No speak of the English.
You know, the same thing kind of applied to what was the crashing chick's name? Danica Patrick. I mean, but it was not as severe as they have done it to this guy, and I just don't get it. I mean, to me, we have racers in the dirt track world more qualified to be on that track than he is, and yet we got to talk about him every week.
We are green.
Thomas with the flying sheet metal hanging off the back, or strap as they call it. He's behind the 67. Chris Holt, your race leader. Now Smith in the 2SS making a move to the inside. He's on the low side of Thomas. Side by side in 3 and 4, halfway through the main. B main number 1 for the American Racers Modified Series. Right now, Dawson, the man on the bubble, will transfer 5. New race leader, car number 82 of Thomas. Holt, now Smith going to try to get Holt on the inside. Smith down low. Tanqueray spins in turn 1.
And that'll definitely be 2.
That'll definitely be 2. He'll take the second caution. He'll grit the black flag, and off he'll go into the sunset for tonight's racing.
And if it's your first time out here, they'll give you 2 spins where you bring the caution out. And after the second one, you are black flagged.
Yeah, they caught a break on his actual second one. The officials from American Racing Series declared that was a no start, as the start was so bad they just declared it wasn't a start at all. So his spin didn't really matter. But that for sure on the third one, he is out. Up front in the Delaware restart, car number 82, Max Eddie Thomas. Behind him in row 2 is Holt and Smith. Row 3 is Duvall and Chris Dawson in the 7X. Those are the 5 cars. If the race was to end right now, those are the 5 that'll transfer to the A main.
Back to green.
Thomas up front. Smith hot and heavy on his back bumper. Then you fall back to Holt, and now Dawson. Dawson on the high side of Holt, going to try to take P3.
Just 2 more to go, Scott.
Side by side, Thomas and Smith. Dawson in 3, Holt and Duvall. Smith going to make one final attempt out of turn 4. See if he can gather up on him. No, sir. The 82 of Thomas wins the race.
Oh, good. That was a hard bump.
Smith.
You're 91 and the 67.
I thought we was under the white flag already. Duvall and Dawson racing.
The 67 gets the transfer spot. Chris Holt. Did you see that body slam between him and the 91?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Thomas, Smith, Duvall, Dawson, and Holt all transfer to the A main. Janaszek in car number 1 of Mark Patterson are out.
And that B feature number 1 was brought to you by Day Motorsports and Diamond M Ranch.
Yeah, this should be a fast one right here. Who's our sponsor on this one, Robbie?
This one is also Day Motorsports.
Day, D-A-Y.
D-A-Y, yes, sir.
Day Motorsports, Diamond M Ranch, USRA, B main number 2. Starting up front in car number 34 is Michael Walker. To the outside of him, Kevin Rowland in the 4R. Row 2 is Monty Bolton in the J41. Jamie Newton in car number 30. Row 3, Kel Westover in the 15W. The 10 is D-Rob Dustin Robinson. Row 4, the West Texas Young Gun, Cade Ogle, and the 2G of Kenny Gaddis. And then row 5 is Michael Marashek out of Hobbs, New Mexico in the 117.
Did I miss? I'm missing one car out there, Mr. Scott, and I was trying to figure out which one it is.
I don't see Monty Bolton in the J41, if I'm not mistaken. Walker takes lap number 1.
Oh, and problems. Looks like possibly a flat on.
Walker rolling. Battle between Newton.
Dustin Robinson exits track, and so does the 2G of Gaddis.
Westover into 3rd, Newton to 4, Ogle in 5. Westover up on the back of Rowland. He's in turn 1. He's underneath him. Rowland and Westover side by side for 2 and 3. Up front, Walker, your race leader. Newton in 4. Ogle in 5. Spin by Marashek in row 1 and 2. In between turn 1 and 2, Marashek, I think I actually said row there. I don't know what I was thinking. Plowing instead of racing. Marashek will straighten the 17 back out.
Big thanks to everybody coming out here to West Texas Raceway, and for those watching us online as well. Appreciate y'all. Robbie C up here with Mr. Scott B as we go back to green.
Westover with the lead now over Walker. Kel Westover in the 15W high. Walker down low, side by side into 2. The 4R in 3rd place. Rowland, Newton, and Ogle. 2 shakes of the stick means 2 more to go. And Kel Westover, he bobbles now. Walker tries to take advantage of it in 2. Walker draws back up on him, but Westover back on the gas. Here's your white flag.
Walker gets up there real close to the wall.
Here's your checkered flag, your race winner, Kale Westover. Walker, Roland, Newton, and down to the last spot. This is the last transfer. Ogle is going to get it.
Oh,
Man, he just barely beats out Marashek.
wow, that was close. Good job, Cade. Wow.
All right, here we go. This is your A main of the West Texas Raceway. Hickman Roofing Junior Cyclones. 15-lap race starting on the pole. Garrison Falk in the 65. Jared Newton on the outside, 112. What kind of start was that? Holy Toledo. Trevin Graves in the 12. The 87's Hunter Whitehead. 00X is Jet Hogue. Blaine Spann in car number 03. The 61A, Alexa Gatos. And Jordan Atterbury in car number 17. Atterbury did not make her heat, nor is she in the A main.
Caution is out. Got a spin up here in turn 4. Looks like the 00.
Jet Hogue sets in turn 4. Facing the wrong direction, young man. Just a reminder, May the 21st, it's going to be next weekend, we'll have the 305 Racer I Sprint cars in-house, as well as the kids bike race, World Championship of Kids Bike Racing. If you have a child under the age of 15, bring their bicycle out. We'll put them on the track and let them run races during intermission. That's next weekend, June the 18th, next weekend.
Garrison Fox in the 65 on point. Trevin Graves in second. Scott, they're going to have the Geritol Class 2 for bicycle races. I'm going to enter that one.
I'm going to look at a bicycle. That's about all I'm going to do. Up front, Falk and Graves side by side on the back straightaway. Fox in the 65. The 12 is Trevin Graves. Newton in car number 112, the little red Pinto out there in third place. Whitehead 4. Now McCleskey into 5, overspan in the the 03. Falk has him by a car length. Trevin Graves digging on the low side, trying to get underneath him. He's going to try to pass him down the back straightaway, out of 2. Falk back on the gas. A little bit of issue with Hogue and McCleskey. Got a car spun.
There's an 87 of Whitehead. I think they were trying to avoid the spinning Pinto. Scott and myself talking about starting a new band, the Spinning Pintos.
Man, as long as I can play washboard, I'm good. Little oompa oompa on the old Triple X jug.
Yeah, there we go. Dunkel's down there. He's a left-handed guitarist. So see, we got a good start.
All right, here we go. Falk up front. Falk, Graves, Newton, Span, and a car that needs a new number on it. I believe that's, I don't know what it is.
It's the 112, I think.
That's a 61X of Gatos.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Very difficult trying to read that number. Man, Falk is out of there. He's checked out. Says he's tired of Graves up on his backside.
As we got the cross flags, and we got the 87 around again over there in turn 4. And that's caution number 2 for the 87.
Whitehead, good young driver. Of course, all these drivers between the ages of 9 and 15. Not so much important as who wins the race, although you can't convince them of that. But the main thing is getting them seat time so these guys can move into the street stocks, possibly the stock cars, and more. We had a couple of them actually move from the junior Cyclones all the way up to modifieds this past year. Just depending on what they decide to do. But it gives them a lot of seat time, gets them the practice in. You'd a lot rather them keep spinning in a 4-cylinder than you would one of those big 8 modifieds.
Very true.
Whitehead having an issue getting that 87, or maybe he's just waiting for the rest of the pack to go by as he'll take the penalty. Also find it very unique that the field is dominated in junior Cyclones no matter what track you go to. Like I said, if you get to some of these are running a lot of front wheel drives. Most of your junior cars, 4-cylinders, are Ford products. I think everything we have on track right now is a Ford. And then they graduate and they get to drive real cars, Chevys. Just saying.
There you go, Mr. Scott.
Listening to one of the older, more experienced drivers, he's building one of these cars for his kid. Man, he was really upset. He was tired of working on a Ford product.
Yeah. All those Mustang, those Fox bodies will be extinct like the 55, 67 Chevys are.
Whitehead going to take it off the backside. He's out of the race.
Whoa, problems the 112. Bouncing around like a pinball. Jarrett Newton.
Yeah, if you talk to that young man, he's got his driving style. Just so happens his driving style is like a pinball. Trevin Graves up front, but only for a moment. Falk going to try to regain it. They're going side by side. Side by side, I'm not going to give this lap to anybody until they finish the lap. They're going to come out in 3 and 4 with Graves is ahead at the time. It looks like he will be your new race leader at the start-finish line. Graves, Fox, Span, Hogue, and Newton. Five laps to go, the sign being given by Pipes. Hogue slaps the front wall. Straightens it up. Now Newton and McCleskey get into it. McCleskey going to keep rolling. Newton sets facing the wrong way on the infield. Bring out another caution. Yeah, I thought he was out of the race, man, but the young man...
we got a fire over there, Mr. Scott. The 0-3 is Span. Wow. A little far.
Safety crew right there in front of it, man. Terry Spears moves pretty quick for a fat guy, part of the Woodrow Fire Department out there to join him. Who is it? Well, me and Todd told us not even Spears out there, so that's the reason it may be so fast. All right, got it under control. The young Span is in good shape out there. You can see him moving around. Don't think he was ever actually in danger. Fire was put out pretty quickly. Of course, what we need is another couple of vehicles out there. See if we put some more trucks out there in the parking lot. Anyway, they'll gather it up, get that all straightened out over there. I am being told as far as the race is concerned, we're going to green-white checker on the restart. This is your A main of the Hickman Roofing Junior Cyclones.
Tough break there for the 0-3, Mr. Blaine.
Span.
But glad he is all right.
Span.
Mr. Blaine, you know.
Oh, Mr. Blaine, I got you. I was like, man, where did you called him by his first name, and I didn't even think about that one. My apologies. Holy cow. Yeah, it looks like Corky's decided he wants to run with the Junior Cyclones tonight. He's got the fatty wagon fired up there. All right, going back to yellow, we're going to roll the field. Maybe. It looks like McCleskey, Graves got the message. This is where you get to find out whose receivers are working and whose aren't. When you tell them on the radio to roll and they're not rolling, that usually means they have not got word because they either don't have a receiver or they're not able to hear the receiver.
Or they're jamming to Buddy Holly. Maybe that's what's happening. McCleskey Mobile rolls around here on the front stretch, as does the 112 Jarrett Newton. There is your leader, Trevin Graves, the number 12.
All right, just to keep up with you here, the American Racing Modified Series has registered one provisional start for the A main of the modifieds. Kenny Gaddis in 2G will be their provisional start. They're giving us the option at West Texas Raceway to put 2 racers in with provisional starts. Those 2 provisional starts will be Ronnie Yanishek in car number 77 and Dustin Robinson in car number 10. Round out a 25-car field for your A main of the modifieds. Roll in a little bit of moisture over there caused by the fire or the fire putting out or something along those lines. Up front, Trevin Graves is in car number 12. Garrison Falk in the 65 is your second place car. Hogue in the 00, Gatos in the 61X, McCleskey in the 42, Newton in the 12.
All right, we are back to green.
What?
Trevin Graves and Garrison Fox, your top 2. Oh, there's a pass for third, fourth. Problems there for the double knot. He pulls down to the infield, and we got the white flag. 1 to go.
Not sure why the 00X didn't get. We're going to stay under green, white. Falk on a charge. Here's your checker flag. Trevin Graves takes the win. Falk will take second. McCleskey almost loses it in 4. Gatos, McCleskey, and Newton.
That was a heck of a charge there by Newton. Scott, for you earlier, I did it right. I said Wild West, Harley Davidson, Victory Lane. I did that just for you.
Winner's circle.
Dang it, Gina. Got the double knot X fired up.
For his second week in a row in the West Texas Raceway, Wild West Harley Davidson Victory Lane. Give it up for driver car number 12. That is Trevin Graves. Papa Travis out there to meet him in Victory Lane.
This is going to be fun, Mr. Scott.
Check. In the Old Stranger Masonry, West Texas Raceway Street Stocks. This is your A main starting on the pole. In the Flying Four Fabrication, Ginger Built. Number 6 is Drayton Roberts. On the outside of him, Maverick Tando's in the 5M. Row 2, Melinda Deschamps in car number 37 on the outside, her teammate. Norman Dougherty in car number 79. Row 3, Randy Madry's in the 64 and Darrell Foster in the 88X. Chris Newton in car number 50 and Stephen Smallwood make up a row 4. Row 5, Andy Miller in car number 22 and Jerry Riley in car number 16. Riley looking for win number 3. Row 6, in car number 15, Trevor Speed. He's ran second place in every A-main we've ran this year at West Texas Raceway. There's his fan club right there. The 26 is Robert Urian. Car row number 7. The 31 is James Robbins on the outside of him. Driving the
171.
Well, it's James somebody's car. Anyway, it's not his car. It's numbered as a 17. It's the 171. James Dougherty. It's Aaron Corley. Row 8 is Michael McCleskey, car number 42. To the outside, Hayden Reeves is new number 34. Row 9, the Y4 is William DeWitt. The 713J is Alika Aluhaha Flowers. Alika Flowers in the 713J. The 96 is Don Jones in the 19. Cheyenne Nicholson in a row 10. This is a 20-car main, 20 laps. The storyline to follow is the old man, Jerry Riley, in car number 16, looking for win number 3 on the season. Trevor Speed in the 15 has finished second in every A-main we've ran this year at West Texas Raceway in the class. Any of the drivers capable of taking the win, Drayton Roberts in his rookie season up front in the number 6. He's going to lead them into the green flag. Moving the 713 to the back. She's in her rookie season. Young lady still learning how to control that car, getting it up to speed and such. So Alika will move. Alika Flowers in the 13 will move to the back, as is the other young lady driving back there in the 19. That's Cheyenne Nicholson. Yeah, we've got a number of these big fan bases popping up now. Not sure who the scream was for, but as the cars went by, somebody getting acknowledged big time.
Going with Speed Racer.
I don't know. I heard a couple of them that time get good yells when we called out their name through the lineup. 20 cars, 20 laps. We're going green right here. Drayton Roberts will control it on the drop of the flag. There's the flag. Roberts on the gas, and off he goes. Sliding to the inside very quickly is Madry in the 64. 3 wide, 4 wide now in turn 2. Stacking them up, bumping them up. A little bit of Deshaun.
Look at that gaggle, Mr. Scott. I cannot believe they are going to make it through 4. Watching the battle there from about 5th on back, that is crazy. Meanwhile, up front, your number 6 still flicks that lap off.
Drayton Roberts and Randy Madry side by side down the back straightaway. Behind them, Speed and Newton there 2x2 as well.
Look at that side-by-side battle. They're going to be coming up on the 713 as Madry takes the point.
A little bit of issue for the 5M of Tando. He goes high. Jerry Riley slowly working his way through the field. He is up high now. You got the slower traffic. Up Flowers down low. They'll work around her. Riley is still on the move. Up front, Randy Madry, your race leader. Roberts, Speed, Newton, and Urian, your top 5.
Oh, we got the 6 car goes around. Everybody misses him.
Wow. That's nothing but a small miracle there.
Wow.
Had to drop the caution. One hell of a job of driving by a lot of the drivers, including Chris Newton. The young Drayton Roberts, man, really on his game there. He spun that car around in the middle of some heavy traffic and got it going back right, man. Nice job by the youngster.
Wow. So now I'm assuming that even though he got rolling again, but the caution came out, he'll have to go to the back?
No, I would.
13 exiting track. There's Alika Flowers.
No, I believe it's James Robbins in the 31, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, James Robbins in the 31 off.
We're going to blame it on Dr. Sharon because she led me astray.
Have not heard a call yet, man. I'm not sure where that goes with Drayton. The caution definitely came out for Drayton, but he was able to keep his car rolling, never came to a stop.
I'm trying to decide where they're going to put him.
You put 6 in the back. All right, shame for the young Drayton Roberts. He is going to go to the back of the pack in car number 6. He'll take the penalty.
That's going to be interesting. Speed right there on the back bumper of your 64, Randy Madry. Still some smoke coming out of the Riley mobile.
I'm not sure why. Well, the Y4 should go ahead of Drayton Roberts. There you go. Now Jones will go ahead. The other two cars given the option, they will probably not take that option to go ahead, and we'll start behind Roberts. Up front, Randy Madry's in the 64. Speed and Newton, Urian, and McCleskey, your top 5 cars. Jerry Riley, and I believe that's Darrell Foster on the outside of him.
And you've got Aaron Corley. Is that Tando?
Tando on the outside.
This is going to be fun as we go back to green in the Ostrander Masonry Street Stocks.
Well, Riley picks up about 3 spots on the restart. He's in the top 5 now. Newton's car starting to smoke in car number 50. The 26 of Urian very loose.
Did you see the rear end flexing around on Newton's car? Watch that when the 50 comes around. You can see the rear end flopping around.
Speed gets sideways in turn 4. Urian now up on his bumper. McCleskey in the mix. O'Reilly as well. Now you got 2 slower cars, and you got them on 2 different grooves. Normally they're in the same groove. Nice move by the veteran Randy Madry in car number 64. Speed with a very beautiful move through them in turn 1. Everybody else clears through. Urian, McCleskey, Riley, Foster.
And 50 of Newton did exit stage right.
Speed gets up high. Urian going to try to slide underneath him on the back straightaway. Here comes a Randy Madry putting a lap down on the 19 car. Speed, Urian, Riley, and McCleskey.
Cross flags, we are halfway. Man, look at that battle right there. Deshant, Norm Daughtry, man, they got together, but they held it. Oh, and Tando goes around right in front of the 34 of
Gathers
Hank
it
Reeves.
back up. It's going to stay green.
And your 19 machine exits, stays right, Cheyenne Nicholson.
Randy Madry, your race leader. He's going to cross the S10, should start finish line right there. Speed, Urian, Riley, and McCleskey. Now Madry, the race leader, with a spin into Speed, your new race leader. Trevor Speed up front.
Wow.
Urian's going to get around him as well.
Fell back to third.
Gonna try to battle back into it. Randy Madry just lost it all out of turn 2.
There was a lot of damage to the 88 of Foster. I didn't see what happened, but caution is out for debris. Extracurricular activity.
Yeah, we're just going to call it a little off-track activity we had to pause the race for. It's a shame that people can't behave to the point that we have to stop a race.
Trevor Speed really didn't want this caution. He had a little bit of a lead going, and now then Robert Urian's going to be right there, and so is Randy Madry. Now we're going red. It's bad when you got to get a tractor involved.
We're not still not exactly sure what has gone on off the track. Actually had nothing to do with the race, just a situation happening in the pits where security and some other services were needed over there, so they're over there trying to take care of that right now. We'll be back to racing here just as soon as possible. Thank you for being with us out here at West Texas Raceway. Remind you that next week is the World Championship of Bike Racing. That's right, June 18th, kids bike races. If your kid is under the age of 15, bring their bicycle to the track with you next week. During intermission, we'll have different age groups. Awards will be given for the bike races. It's always a big hoot to have the kids out on track for our World Championship of Bike Racing here at West Texas Raceway. And then coming up on June the 25th is Fan Appreciation Night. The 305 Sprints will be in-house. You get a chance to go down on the track during intermission and meet your favorite driver. Lots of goodies being given away, what we call hero cards or pictures of the drivers will be given away during that time. Lots of them will bring things such as popsicles, candies, just different things to give away. We do lots of free giveaways, including door panels and wheels and tires and just different debris that has come off some of the cars. A little bit of West Texas racing history we'll give away on that night as well. That is Fan Appreciation Night, June the 25th. And then, of course, coming up on July the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the 5th Annual Scooter Matthews Memorial Firecracker Shootout. Now we're going to have on Thursday, July the 1st, we will have practice that night. Normally practice is free to the stands. There is no concessions open. But you can come out and watch the practice. All classes will be allowed to practice on that night. And then on July the 2nd, Friday night, will be the first night of the 5th Annual Scooter Matthews Memorial Firecracker Shootout. All classes will be running that night, and then we'll finalize it on Saturday night. On Friday night, we will have a very nice firecracker display. And then on Saturday night, if you've never been to the West Texas Raceway Firecracker display, we are proud to host West Texas' largest firework display. In fact, it is such a long firework display, I get a little bored. But anyway, it is a very long, very nice firecracker. Corky Matthews, big kid at heart, puts a lot into it. And so join us. That is July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for the 5th Annual Scooter Matthews Memorial Firecracker Shootout. Those are the upcoming events here as we wait for our safety crew to return to the track. As soon as we get our safety crews back on, we'll click on the lights, go back to racing. We are in the A main of the O-Stringer Masonry West Texas Raceway Street Stock unofficially got 13 laps in of a 20-lap race. It means there's 7 to go. And the young Trevor Speed, looking to take his first win ever tonight in an A main, sets up front. All right, well, in all fairness, you always want to know what happened, so we're just going to tell you what happened. Apparently, one of the cars going off into the pits stalled on their way out of the pits, blocking the pit exit. The next car came up on it, had no place to go, so they stopped and had brake failure, so the two cars got into each other. Probably wouldn't have been a big deal, but then we decided to get a little ornery with each other. And one thing led to another, and now we got our safety crew and our paramedics and everybody else on the track over there.
Dear.
I'm just going to make a suggestion here. I think what I would do if I was over there is I'd just slap whoever's involved to the ground and let's get to racing.
Yeah.
Well, I see an American flag riding up. I don't know if that means there's a cavalry showing up over there or what, just to the right of the water tank. A couple of flags come rolling up there.
American flags. We also would like to give a shout out to Matco Tools and Brandon's Automotive. High Plains Building. Man, appreciate all of y'all for sponsoring West Texas Raceway. Helping us bring racing out here to West Texas.
All right, up front, Trevor Speed in the 15. Madry and Urian behind him. Riley and McCleskey in 4 and 5. There's your top 5 cars on the restart. 7 laps to go in the A main. We're going to go green right here out of 4. Urian hot and heavy on the outside. That door shut rather quickly. Madry down low and Speed unable to keep the car down on the track. However, he's going to be able to pull it out of 2 and still leave with the lead. I did not think he was going to escape that well in out of those 2 turns.
I didn't either. And McCleskey's on the move too, and that 42 machine gets together with Riley, but they keep it pointed in a straight and narrow direction.
Steven Smallwood, who started in the back of the pack, I knew at some point he'd become part of the mix, and there he is, setting in 6.
713 is going to come into play on this.
Everybody goes high. Hopefully the young lady stays down low.
Oh,
McCleskey squeezes underneath her.
As DeWitt pulls to the infield.
Lots of smoke from the 16 of O'Reilly. McCluskey with a really good run in the 42. Drayton Roberts spins in 4, tries to straighten it out, gets up in front of Tando. Able to pull it out right in front of the race leaders.
Whoa, and up really high. Riley, wow. Boy, look at that. That looks like a wheel bearing fixing a grenade.
Yeah, I'm afraid he's fixing to lose that whole right axle. Tando's going to head off the track in the backside.
There was another one in front of Tando. I couldn't see who it was. We got 2 laps to go. I hope Riley's car can make it.
Smallwood now up into 4. Of course, Riley, no idea that tire is smoking that bad. He's on the inside of McCluskey fighting for 5.
White flag, just 1 to go, Mr. Scott. Scott, we need you to go down there and pull the lug nuts on that 16 right after this race, please.
No, sir. There's your checkered flag and your race winner, Trevor Speed. Madry, Urian, Smallwood, and McCluskey in top 5.
Riley, Foster, Daughtery, DeShant, Jones, Hayden Reeves. They all finished on the lead lap.
One heck of a run from that front 5-6 cars, including Randy Madry in the 64. One hell of a run. Just came up just a bit short. Urian in the 26, making his way here to join us tonight. Good, solid third place finish. I don't know if the Speedmobile I guess we call that the Mach 15.
Tough break for DeWitt. He's been out here every race here last year, and usually he finishes for us. And had some issues tonight. Tough break.
In the West Texas Raceway, Wild West Harley-Davidson's victory lane. Finally winning the A-Main after a bunch of second-place finishes. Give it up for the driver of number 15. That is the young Trevor Speed.
Wow. That is for you and I, isn't it, Scott?
I don't recall ever getting screamed about that way. Y'all are giving me a real big complex up here.
I've been screamed at that way before, but it was for me to leave and go away.
Now on the track, the Matthews backhoe, USRA stock car, A-Main. Starting on the pole, Gary Kerr Jr. in the 71. To the outside, out of Markle, Texas, the 766 is Shane Pretty. Row 2, Travis Graves in car number 12. Doug O'Neill in car number 56. Row 3, Brandon Hopper in car number 58. The 511 is Corey Williams. Row 2, the number 2 of Dustin White to the inside. The 171 of Jed Smith to the outside. Row 5, Caden Black in the 313, Dakota Folsom in the 15. Row 6, in the 18X, the young Alec Griffiths and Trey Milton. Griffiths in the 18X, Milton in the 47. Row 7, Jay Taylor in car number 3. The car number 15 is Tyler Speed. Row 8, the 72X is Michael Sesson. The 61 is Aaron Corley. Row 9, Chad Hurdle in car number 59. And the 731J is Sam Nelson. My apologies, we got the bouncing screen back up here. Lights are out. Kerr's going to lead them into 3. He'll bring them out of 4. Green flag's going to drop. Kerr and Pretty up front. Travis Graves with a nice start, as is Doug O'Neill. Bunched up back behind the top three.
Little bit of beating and banging.
Gary Kerr Jr. in the 71's got a new body on that car, new wrap.
Looks to me like the 58 of Hopper had a right rear going down. See what you think, Mr. Scott, when he comes around.
Well, I'll be honest with you, he's moving too fast.
Yeah.
Dustin White up into 4. Corey Williams in the 511 now sets in the 5 spot, but he's beating and banging a little bit between Kerr and Pretty. Williams now slides underneath White. He's got 4 temporarily, a little bit of beating and banging on the back straightaway.
Rubbin is racing.
Pretty up high. Travis Graves going to try to slide underneath Pretty. Down the back straightaway they go. Gary Kerr Jr. in the 71. He's your race leader. Caden Black is preparing for flight as he's got the wings out as Smith cuts across the nose of the young Black. Now Shane Pretty's to the outside of Kerr in turn 3. Shane Pretty's up high, Kerr's down low. Down the front straightaway, it is a side-by-side, too close to call who the leader is at that point.
Scoreboard showed Shane Pretty by just a little bit, but wow.
We'll go with it. Williams now battling with Graves. It's been a good race all season long between those two drivers.
I think if Shane was able to clear, he would go on and move away, but he just can't quite get clear of the 71 of Kerr.
Shake him. He gets around him, and then Kerr comes back.
Oh, we got a crash over there in 4. Several cars involved. Going to bring the caution out.
I see Speed, Taylor, Black. Looks like Griffiths.
313 moved on. It's the 3 of Taylor.
Yeah, they're calling for a record. I'm not sure what car. It looks like it may be Hopper that they're asking for the hook for.
One of the cars made it to the hot pit. They'll catch a break. They'll have a little more time than normal.
Yeah, Tyler Speed getting a push. Just through the process of elimination, I think Hopper's the car they're trying to tow off of turn 4. Speed being pushed out off the track on the backside.
I believe that's Dakota Folsom sitting up here also.
You got another car down here? Well, they said Caden Black was somewhere. Caden left the track. Sisson with a little bit of the bumper cover missing on that one. There's the 313 to Caden Black without a hood. Alec Griffiths, boy, that pretty little blue car is all beat up front now.
It was the 5'11 of Corey Williams that was in the hot pit. And he was running fourth, I believe.
And I believe the penalty's going to go to the 313.
Yes, 313.
313. Caden Black, 313, takes the penalty. The 5'11 of Corey Williams, hot pitted, which forces him to go to the back of the pack as well. All right. Well, it looks like Corey Williams knows he's in the back. Doesn't seem to have a problem with it. There was a discussion going on as to whether he actually hot pitted or he did not. But if the driver is willing to go to the back of the pack, I'd almost guarantee you he hot pitted. And he's going to start in the back with the penalty recipient, Caden Black. Let's go to the front of the field where Gary Kerr Jr. in the 71 is your race leader. He's going to be up front by himself on the Delaware restart. Shane Pretty in the second spot. He elects to go high. That'll put Graves down low. Your fourth place car always goes to the inside. That's Dustin White in car number 2. And I believe Trey Milton is going to slide up into the 5 spot. Well, Dakota Folsom didn't see that car as it rolled around. I mean, told the whole right side of the car is gone. He's going off track.
That needs a little Bondo and baling wire and duct tape. That may be a little more than the AS Dent Shop gang can do, Mr. Scott. Tell you what, 12 of Travis Graves is ready.
It looks like Smith now in the 5 hole rather than Milton. Milton slided back to 6. Jay Taylor in 7 maybe, or is the 72 assistant going to take that spot? A little indecisiveness on where everybody's going. Now, I don't know. I give up till somebody decides what they're going to do there. All right, there you go. Smith up into 5, Milton into 6, maybe Jay Taylor into 7. Pipes will drop the lights. We're going to go one more time around. Unofficially in this 20-lap race, we got 7 down, 13 to go.
All right, we are looking for green. There's a lot of movement in the back, and we got green.
Graves with a great drop on Pretty. Pretty tried to select the high side and stick it up there. Graves may make it pay for it. No, gets around him.
I thought that was going to be a crash. That was a good.
Shane Pretty hanging true to that high groove, man, making that little 7.66 run. Gary Kerr Jr. on the inside. Travis Graves unable to stay up with the 2 lead cars.
Oh, look at that. Pretty around the outside, led that lap. Looked like Kerr bobbled for just a moment. Cross flags, we are halfway. Pretty good run for the 3. Jay Taylor hovering around the top 5.
Well, he's battling out with Alec Griffiths in the 18X. Griffiths having a nice run tonight as well. But up front, it's going to very quickly become a 4-car race as Travis Graves, Dustin White both close in on the leader.
Your 5'11 of Williams is having a hard time back there in that traffic. Oh, we got one going around 313. He went in a little hot.
We're going to keep it green as Black will slide down to the infield.
So Corley exits stage right.
Black puts it back on track. Now Shane Pretty may have finally cleared Kerr.
Just 5 to go, Mr. Scott, to work this out. And there, he clicked that one off.
Shane Pretty, your race leader. Kerr now in second. However, Kerr going to battle back. Here comes White in third. Travis Graves in 4. Jed Smith, your 5th car, as Jay Taylor sets in 6. And there's Williams making an appearance in the 7th spot.
Pretty clicks off another lap.
Trey Milton off the backside in car number 47.
Williams trying to get around the 3 of Taylor. Believe he's going to make it that time. As we got 2 laps to go. There's the white flag. Shane's got a pretty good lead.
Man, Caden Black just flew out of the pits. Here comes your checkered flag and your race winner. Shane Pretty's going to take the win. Kerr, White, Graves, and Smith, your top 5.
Williams rolls across. Taylor, Griffiths, Hurdle.
Sisson, and O'Neill.
I was like blank.
In the West Texas Raceway, Wild West Harley-Davidson Victory Lane. Coming to us from Merkel, Texas, winning the A-Main in the USRA Stock Cars Night, driver number 766. Give it up for Shane Pretty!
All right, the American Racer Tire Diamond M Ranch USRA Modifieds coming out on track for their A feature. Believe we're going to get fireworks, like Mr. Scott said. Salute to the fans and the whole bit. Like the nice shiny dust covers on the 88 of Vasquez.
Your official lineup for the Diamond M Ranch is a USRA American Racer Modified A main tonight. Starting on the pole, Fido Gallardo is in G17. One more time around, give them another big round of applause. They make their way around, race fans.
Man, stand up and hoop and holler for them. Let them know you appreciate them here at West Texas Raceway. American Racer Tire, Diamond M Ranch, USRA Modifieds.
Fido Gallardo's on the pole in G17. Sponsored by South Plains Speed. The 88R is A.J. Vasquez. James McCurry in the 13J and the 14T of Tristan Dicus make up a row 2. Nathan Smith in car number 88, the J17. You've seen him here before. He's kicked our butts many a times out here at West Texas Raceway. The J17 is Jake Gallardo. Your reigning track champion, former fan favorite, the 71, is Philip Houston. Shane Gaddis is in car number 7. Row number 5, Casey Fowler is in the 64. The 2SS is Mark Smith. Row number 6 is D25 of David Tanner and the 17 of Gene Weaver. I believe we're going green right here. This is a 25 lap A main. Fido Gallardo's up front, but here comes Jake Gallardo. In a half a lap, he's already charged.
Oh, we got him crashing hard into the wall. One of them backed into the fence, going to bring the caution out. looks like the number 30, Jamie Newton, around up there into the wall on the backstretch. I heard something, someone locked up the brakes.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but apparently one of the drivers got a little heavy on the binders and forced the 30 to get on his and ends up against the wall with a pretty hard hit. Looks like Newton's going to roll, though. He's going to pull into turn 4 and get a little bit of sheet metal repair.
Maybe next time around. Coming to the attention of some of the track officials. Number 30, Jamie Newton, getting that metal pulled away.
Man, I tell you what, the 17, one of the mini 17s running out there right now, but Jake Gallardo, who starts in 6th in this race, on that start, man, he instantly moved into 4, was challenging for 3 in about a half a lap, man. Pops may be up front in the G17, but watch the J. Very fast car coming from that 6th spot, as are many of the cars out there. Any of those cars out there capable of winning the race? But Jay Gallardo, man, just has seemed to, for the last couple of years, have West Texas Raceway dialed in. Of course, a bunch of those guys from Las Cruces running down at Vado Speedway, running with us here at West Texas Raceway while the the governor of New Mexico had that state shut down over there. Makes me proud to be a Texan.
Man, there are 8 cars with a 7 in the number, Mr. Scott. That'd be good betting odds.
Well, I don't believe Michael Marichek made the race. There was 4 cars with the 17 on them in the heat races.
Back to green.
Tristan Dykus with a really great restart, as well as the 13J of James McCurry. But up front, there's Fido, and here comes Jake Gallardo.
Oh, we got some problems up there.
Gene Weaver up high in his 17 machine.
Oh, and they're crashing on the backstretch. Caution is out once again. A lot of damage to the 67 as he rolls around. Chris Holt.
Yeah, if you can hear me out there, we have been given a 10-minute warning on concession. 10-minute warning on concession. If you'd like to go get something to eat, something to drink, you need to go ahead and do that at this point. I hate to do it at such a critical point in a race. But they are fixing to pull the plug on concession.
Lot of damage there to the 2, Mark Smith. Or is that Huckabee?
Sean Gaddis in the 7 sets in between 1 and 2. Not sure what's going on with that ride.
They thought he had a flat tire, but they were mistaken.
Kevin Rowland in the 4R seems to be in the hot pit. Boy, that 67 has taken a beating there. Is that the one you were talking about, the Chris Holt car?
Yes, sir. And the 2, I believe that was the one that was up there. They had a lot of sheet metal damage as well. Kind of sort of got it pulled away. This caution brought to you by Leroy's Lobotomy Clinic, 3 East 3rd, El Segundo, California.
Shane Gaddis made a stop up between 1 and 2 for what they thought was a flat. There was no penalty issued to him. He just went to the back of the pack. No real. Okay, so the prediction is that he's got some kind of issue with the car that he's elected to stay out the way pretty much. We're going green right here out of 4 as Vito Gallardo leads them through. Vasquez with a great restart in the 88. Vito Gallardo to the outside. Here comes the 14 of Tristan Dicus.
A lot of damage to the 82. Max Eddie Thomas. Here comes that 17 back on track, Mr. Scott.
Gene Weaver back on.
Did the 88 of Vasquez go to the pits?
88 of Vasquez up front. I mean, until there's probably Nathan Smith. Nathan Smith is the other 88 on track.
Ah. You got a couple of them over there, turn 4, getting an eyeball thrown on them. One of them's a 67 machine. It looks like the 82. He had a lot of sheet metal damage, so.
Well, that's Holt in the 67, and then the 8. And the 82 of Max Eddie Thomas was getting looked at last. Over in the in turn 4, there's the 88 back on track of Smith.
Caution light goes off, so we should get the green next time around. American Racer Tire Diamond M Ranch USRA Modifieds here at West Texas Raceway.
And look at the talent up front in this thing. About the first 7, 9 cars, all big-time racers. Of course, they're being led through by Vito Gallardo. He's
And we're green.
17. Jake Gallardo with a great restart, as does Vasquez, and Kel Westover probably with the best start of the bunch. He comes from 7 up to 4 on the restart. Tristan Dykus, Philip Houston now in the mix, as well as the 13J of James McCreary. 3 wide, Gallardo, and Vasquez. 3 wide in the
Wow! What a move by Vasquez. Almost worked.
Now the Gallardo boys up front. That is Jake Gallardo in the J17. No, check that. Vito Gallardo, race leader in the G17.
25. David Tanner exits the track.
Houston now up into third ahead of Vasquez. Vasquez back to 4. 5 cars, Kel Westover. Then you go back to the 14 of Dykus, the 13 of James McCreary. Casey Fowler in the 64 off track. Is it enough to keep it under green?
Oh, we got Dustin Robinson going around and the 67 of Holt. Wow.
Vito Gallardo up front, Jake Gallardo. Philip Houston in a very familiar spot. The last several times these two boys have been here, the Gallardo boys, they have put our boy Houston back to third. That's where he sits right now, but he's battling Vasquez for that spot as well. Kel Westover in the 15W.
Vasquez battling hard with Houston.
Dykus, Smith, and the 13 of McCreary. A lot of slower traffic right there. There's a group of about 7 cars in front of the Gallardos. They pull side by side, survey what they're going to do. How do they work through that slower traffic? Giving Houston and Vasquez a chance to pull up on them. Jake Gallardo tries to go to the underside. Doesn't work. Vito Gallardo in the dark blue 17. Pulls back just a little bit. Now Vito down low. Jake up high.
Rear brakes on the Houston machine are glowing bright red.
Jake Gallardo finds a hole. He cuts through it, and Vito's going to follow him through. Now Jake Gallardo is cutting a groove for Vito to get through. Now Dustin Robinson out. He's on the infield.
Oh, pretty hard into the fence. The 67 Holt has had a hard time tonight.
Jake Gallardo is your race leader. Vito Gallardo's right behind him, as is Philip Houston, AJ Vasquez, and Kel Westover, your top 5.
I couldn't tell which one it was. Whoa, the 88 plowing through the infield. Got 3 of them down here together.
Quite the car lot happening there on the infield on the front straightaway.
And the 67 of Holt did exit the track.
Kel Westover now battling for third with Philip Houston. Westover currently in third. Houston and Vasquez in the top 5.
up there next to the wall was your leader. I thought he was going to smack the fence, Mr. Scott.
And he got all the gloves and nothing else. He got buried up in that berm. Gallardo trying to catch up to him as it's Kel Westover in third. Vasquez now in 4, Houston in 5. Keep in mind, Ronnie Yanishek has come from the back of the pack and now currently sits in 6-5.
Just 2 more laps, Mr. Scott. Oh, we got Dawson around. He gathers it up. We stay green. White flag in the air. 1 more to go.
Vasquez battling it out with Westover for the 3 spot. Here's your checker flag. Your race winner, Jake Gallardo, Fido Gallardo, Westover, Vasquez, and Houston. You top 5.
Wow. A lot of damage to the 34 on that last lap. Michael Walker has that cool American flag on the car.
No, his dad started on the pole. He started 6th.
Wow, Mr. Scott.
Man, what a run. Fido Gallardo set on the pole, controlled most of the first half of the race, man. But once Jake got around him, it was all Jake's race. And he puts the J17 back in victory lane here at West Texas Raceway. A spot he is very familiar with.
Hey, and don't forget, race fans, we've still got 1 more main coming your way. Limited modifieds will be out for their A main event. Regis Recycling USRA limited modifieds. See if JP Vasquez gets to climb the fence once again. Gonna be a good one. Alberto Rocha in the 25 is on point, and Corey Williams is outside of him.
In the West Texas Raceway, Wild West Harley-Davidson victory lane, or as he likes to call it, his second home. Give it up for the winner of tonight's A-Main in the modifieds, Jake Gallardo! Go ahead.
All right, Rocha and Williams on the front. Then you've got your 911 Tully Stanzel, your 12C Leland Cruz. On the 3rd row, the number 1 Ryan Thomas, and your 102 is Zach Gossett. JP Vasquez Jr. in the 17, and Tanner Houston in the 05. On the 5th row, John Neal Reed in the 37, and Link Fuller in the number 95 machine. Ty Weatherby in the 11W, and Forrest Wimkin in the Mopar. 13th is Aaron Childress in the number 84, and Taylor Rose in the 45. 8th row, you've got Daniel Kidwell in the 1135 and Brandon Howell in the 100%. Shane Jones rolls off 17th in the number 9, and Joe Ward in the 56. Then you got Scott Shipley in the 78, Eric Newell in the 81X. Rounding them out, we've got 65 of Trace Fawkes and the 845 Brantley Beatty. I'm glad he got that hot rod fixed. I do believe the 65 was a no-show. I think he popped a motor. Isn't that right, Mr. Scott?
I believe so. One more time, race fans, give it up for your modified A-Main winner tonight, Mr. Jake Gallardo.
Ryan Thomas, the number 1, come to rest there on the backstretch. All right, the one of Ryan Thomas under power once again.
You said to send him straight out of turn 4, right? You did. Great, thank you.
Humberto Rocha, and then a 25 on point. Corey Williams right there second. That's going to be hard for the rest of the boys to catch Corey. Regis Recycling is sponsoring the USRA Limited Modifieds all season out here at West Texas Raceway. Scott, I'm going to pick the V8 to win. What are you thinking?
Yeah, you know, I really could care less. What I think is impressive tonight is we've had a 20-car main in all classes, with the exception, of course, the Junior Cyclones. They had a nice showing tonight as well. I mean, it has been an impressive race night here at West Texas. West End, who have no idea what we've talked about all night long, and the $1 million cash we gave away while they weren't listening.
Yeah.
Great fan count. Thank you so much for being part of racing here at West Texas Raceway. Don't forget, join us next week for the World Championship of Bicycle Racing. Bring your kids' bike. We're fixing to go green in this one, Robbie.
I'm liking it, Mr. Scott. Pipes checking them out. Green in the air, racing once again. They got spread out pretty quick. 3 wide up here at the front, and Williams going to take it. Wow. He goes up pretty high. Now the 12, Leland Cruz, giving a battle, but Williams says, nah, I'll take that. Rocha back to third. Now Williams kind of starting to pull away just a little bit, looking for that next zip code. Oh, Brantley Beatty gonna try to go through the middle, and he makes it. Splits Newell in your number 80.